white hat SEOs say never buy backlinks. But I think that is borderline laughable because at the end of the day, everybody is paying for backlinks. And in this video, I'm going to discuss why. My name is Chris Palmer. And in this Backlinks for Beginners video, I'd like to walk you through the white hat approach of outreach link building and why at the end of the day, regardless of the type of hat you wear, you are buying backlinks. So let me go ahead and walk you through this process. I want to break this down after having a consulting call to better give them an understanding of exactly what an outreach campaign would look like from a 20-foot view. So first and foremost, we're going to be inside of a niche. So for this particular example, we're going to be in the niche of bodybuilding. So when we're inside of a niche of bodybuilding, the very first thing that we want to do when constructing a outreach campaign is we want to do a competitive analysis. All right. So what a competitive analysis is going to give us is we're looking at the top ranking pages. So that's 1 through 10. When we're doing that competitive analysis and figuring out who's 1 through 10, the very next step is we want to then make a list, compile a list of those top rankers, and we want to then pull out one of our favorite tools. This is a link analysis tool. Now, some of my favorite tools are SEMrush and Majestic. Now, there's also Ahrefs and also Moz. However, in my opinion, I like those two, but use whoever you want. So we want to do a backlink analysis. Now, what a backlink analysis is going to give us is it's going to give us a link list, link opportunities from the top ranking sites in the niche that we want to partake in. So what we're going to do is we're going to compile a link list of every single site, and we're going to then remove all of the duplicates. All right, so compile a list, remove dupes. All right, so that's the next step. Once we compile a list, the next step of this is we want to take these sites and we want to literally list them from the highest and the best authoritative links all the way down. All right, so we need to then sort the list. All right, and that includes kind of the last process that we just talked about. Then what we're looking for is a lot of times these top ranking websites like bodybuilding.com, if we're in this niche, whatever the case is, a lot of these sites will have link opportunities from sites that are really out of reach. However, there's a lot of medium authoritative link types and also belower that have a lot of authority. They pass a lot of juice and they'll be a lot easier. So we will do a sort, right? A pre-sort of the opportunities that we feel we will actually be able to acquire a position on their website, or at least be able to, get placement on that site, get a link. So what we're doing now is we are sorting by placement. All right. And we're talking about a white link approach and why you're going to end up buying them anyway, regardless of the approach. It always costs. All right. And that's, but I wanted to lay this out for you, Mike. All right. So in any case, so we're sorting by placement type. Once we have this and we have compiled a list, let's say we've compiled a list of 1,000 link, I hope I spelled that right, opportunities. All right. So let's just put 1,000 links in case I spelled that wrong so I don't have to hear about it later. So 1,000 links. Now, this is where the fun starts to begin. And we're going to talk about why this costs anyway. All right. So here, let me go over here. We'll go to active pen. Let's move this down. Okay. Turn this off so we can draw. All right. So now we have 1,000 links. Now, once we've done this, all right, we have our link opportunities where we feel we can get links from. Our next step here now is we need to then get their details. Details being their email, social profiles, right? Their workers' profiles. And there's a lot of other tactics that can be done as far as finding the outreach information. Maybe they have their WhatsApp somewhere. Maybe they have other sites that they operate. Maybe they're journalists on this site. Maybe you can find them here. Maybe you can find their name. You can't find any of their details, but maybe you can find a friend's information on Instagram and you see that, hey, here's their face. It's in a different name, so people aren't bombarding them, right? It takes a lot of work to end up getting this section right here, the email outreach, the information that you actually need. So if we end up getting all 1,000, let's just say hypothetically, which is probably not going to happen, but this is all hypothetical in a way. So out of those thousands, if I do an outreach campaign, let's say that all of them get the emails, okay? All of them respond. But out of that 1,000, I would probably say 10 to 50 of those people will be willing to give you a reciprocal link. So it could be a reciprocal link type. Now, with that being said, all right, if one of them is a reciprocal or 10 of them or 5 of them are reciprocal, the other ones will be willing to give you a link opportunity, but for something in exchange, whether it's another link or it's going to generally be for a piece of content. Now, out of those thousands, the 10 to 50, yep, they're going to give you an opportunity complimentary or for a link or for a piece of content. But I can guarantee you that out of that 1,000, 200 people will say, sure, for X amount of dollars. Generally, they start high. Now, out of that 200 that ask for money, where the cream is at, and where I generally like to build links, but I will also buy them, is by asking for what I call a niche edit, all right, or a link insert. Now, out of this 200, 20 or maybe 30 of these people will say, okay, and this is usually a better opportunity, I'll give you a link on this particular page, and I generally want a page that's already getting traffic, already has other backlinks, this is another key piece of information. It also has really good internal linking coming to the page. Then this could be worth anywhere between $20 to $50, all right? But generally within this range is where I like to be. So how everybody is actually buying links, and this is what I want to discuss, regardless of the hat you wear, which I have to agree with another SEO. He said it doesn't matter, which is so true. At the end of the day, I want you to take a look here. Doing a competitive analysis, this is time. Okay, we'll put a T here. Doing a backlink analysis, more time. Completing a list of the opportunities and sorting the list is time. Sorting by placement is time. Creating the link list of opportunities and putting everything together, these should really be together. It's one action. And then literally sending it out, this is time. And generally, this step here of the social profiles, you might not even get a response the first time. Link building is all about building relationships. It could be a few emails back and forth. It could be you understanding and learning about their business to send them a message on Twitter for them finally to give you a message and say, hey, okay, and start talking to you. It's all about building relationships. This amount of time here is so massive. On top of that, if these people end up messaging back, then you still have to produce a piece of content. This could be, depending on the length, this could be anywhere between $100 and $300. And if it's on a quality blog, you're not going to be able to get away with low quality content that isn't optimized, nor would you want to put your name out there with low quality content. Now, with this here, each of these steps, this is where people will generally fall to, and why it ends up being that a majority of people end up buying links anyway is because, hey, I could just get a link on a quality blog. It's only $200. Maybe you could talk them down to $100, right? Or better yet, here, this opportunity here, $20 to $50. Now I have links that have traffic. I have links that are already established. I just want a quick link insert with the anchor text that I want. And that's another problem too when doing outreach. You don't know what anchor text they're going to do. And I mean, if it's just a click or look or a hear or whatever the case is, a generic, this could be very detrimental to your overall SEO campaign. So this is what a overall white hat, okay, outreach campaign would look like. I'm sure there's a lot of different caveats and some people would do it differently, but this is pretty much what you're doing. You're seeking and looking for link opportunities that are niche specific and ordering them from best to worst, and then doing an outreach campaign and finding their details and praying that you could get a quality link for a fair price or in exchange for a piece of content or a reciprocal link. So at the end of the day, regardless of what type of approach you're taking, when you're doing link building, if you're doing it the very long and hard way, at the end of the day, you're still buying links to get a do follow link. You're still putting in a lot of work and time. Time is your money. So my name is Chris Palmer. I hope that this was helpful for you for understanding an outreach process and why it might just be easier for you to buy links. I want to give you a quick tip to end the video on. If you are deciding to buy links, all right, say you're looking for a PBN provider, let me leave you with this. If you find a PBN provider out and about on the web and they're broadcasting their whole link profiles openly, please steer clear of those particular link vendors. Secondly, if you end up, if you message them and they say, I'll give you a link of a list of all built links, this is yet another red flag. Also, if you are just going out and finding them and they haven't been recommended by a reputable person that you trust, or you haven't heard about them through a reputable person, I might steer clear. You can also find a lot of PBN gems by doing analysis in some of the harder niches and hunting down and finding where those links are coming from, because a lot of times these larger providers will have more than one niche. So I hope that this Backlinks for Beginners video has been helpful for you. I hope that this has brought value. My name is Chris Palmer. If you have any further questions about building backlinks or how to get do follow backlinks, feel free to go ahead and ask in the comments below, and I certainly look forward to seeing you in the next Backlinks for Beginners, how to get do follow backlinks video. Have a wonderful day.